Har Har Mahadev, World Raiser, Sabine and Roger here. Welcome to part 2 of Who is Lord Shiva, a documentary by Vishuddhi Films.
Oh yeah, absolutely love part number 1. Looking forward to more right here. If you're as excited as I am, hit the like button or leave some Shiva emojis if you got them. And if you want to get them, you got to hit the join button.
We find its indication in the temple. Indication here means linga. Smoke is the indication or the linga of fire. The way smoke is the linga of fire, the same way the cosmos is the linga of Brahma.
What?
There are 3 realities of the cosmos. There is a beginning and there is a dissolution of the cosmos. In between, there is a state of preservation. The geometrical form through which these 3 realities are understood is called the linga. This cuboid represents the creator, Brahma. Emerging from the top of this cuboid is a cylindrical form. This is the preserver, Vishnu.
Oh boy.
His creative
What?
presence in the cosmos is understood in the 8, 16, 32, and 64 facets of color, the arts. But in the end, this beautiful world dissolves into formlessness. The last end part represents Mahakal, the end of time. Through continuous abhishekam with water, we try to slow down the process of destruction. O Shambho, let there be no untimely death. Creation, preservation, and dissolution. These 3 forces could not have created the world if there was no Shakti, the power to hold them together. She is the yoni, womb of the world. There are some references in the Puranas where linga and yoni are associated with the procreative parts of the human body. Nature in the human body and the sculptor in the idol both have taken this form from the core of creation.
Wow.
There is no darkness of animalistic lust in the primordial core. The conscious energy there is radiantly luminous.
The Linga Purana says that Linga is Jyoti, Param Jyoti.
The body is a mini cosmos.
Cool.
The Mooladhara of the cosmos is described in the form of Jyotirlinga, and the same is described for our Mooladhara. Here, the primordial energy lies in the form of Kundalini. The upward movement of this energy is blissfully celebrated by the yogis, and householders celebrate it in procreation.
I love these mandirs.
Kama is a devta here, known as Kamdev. Before the arrival of intolerant religions in India, there were temples of Kamdev all over the country. Young men and women used to go there for worship and celebration. The same celebration later turned into the Festival of Colors, Holi.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
This world is but a play of the consciousness. Therefore, the Ved says that the 16 colors, forms of art of the Creator, is holding the cosmos. There is a discipline to experience the world through colors. And its purpose is liberation. For this discipline, the Vedic rishis created a treatise called Natya Shastra.
मैं ये मानता हूँ कि ऋग्वेद के साथ ही नाट्यशास्त्र की परंपरा आरंभ हो जाती है। उसमें संवाद सूक्त हैं और वो यज्ञ में संवाद सूक्तों का अभिनय हो रहा है। तो जैसे ही परफॉर्मेंस आता है उसके बारे में शास्त्र भी साथ ही साथ आ जाता है कि कैसे पुरोहित यहाँ खड़ा होगा, जो सोम खरीदने वाला है वो यहाँ खड़ा होगा, वो इस तरह से बोलेगा। वो यज्ञ के बीच में एक नाटक वो खड़ा करते हैं। उसका मैनुअल है ब्राह्मण ग्रंथों में कि वो ऐसे ऐसे कहेंगे, इस दिशा में देखेंगे, इस एवं परिक्रमा करेंगे। ये सारी जो क्रिया है वो नाटकीय है और उसके लिए एक मैनुअल तैयार किया जा रहा है। तो नाट्यशास्त्र तो कई हजार साल पहले ऋग्वेद के समय से ही चल पड़ा। अब जो हम कह रहे हैं बात की, वो ज्ञान की एक धारा है, मौखिक परंपरा में है, उसके सारे निर्देश, उनको कोई फिर संकलित करता है, उनका डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करता है, तो संहिता बन जाती है। तो एक नटसूत्र में एक संहिता बनी जिसके कि लेखक भी शिलाली कहे गए। और शिलाली मूलतः वैदिक पुरोहित है, जो वेद में यज्ञ कराने वाले पुरोहित हैं। तो शिलाली ने उस वैदिक यज्ञ की प्रक्रिया में जो नाटक होते हुए देखे थे उनके हिसाब से एक नटसूत्र को ही लिखा। फिर कोई आदि भरत हैं, वृद्ध भरत हैं, फिर भरत मुनि आते हैं, और भी कई आचार्य हैं जो कि नाट्यशास्त्र उसकी परंपरा में उल्लिखित होते हैं।
Traditionally it is believed that this treatise is as sacred and ancient as the Vedas. To compose this Shastra, Brahma first evoked the four Vedas. On its completion, he offered it to the Devtas, who refused to receive it. They said, "We cannot hold this Natya because we cannot perform the penance and meditation necessary for it."
Oh boy.
Only a yogi can hold it. So Adiyogi Shiva accepted and was called Natraj.
Natraja. Ooh,
Oh yeah.
yes. Wow.
Natya Shastra, in a way, is a treatise of yoga. A yogi sees the drama of the world within himself. Shiva Sutra, a treatise of yoga, says, for a yogi, the actor who plays in the drama of the cosmos is his own self. The stage in this cosmic dance is nothing but the inner being, Antaratma. The spectator of this cosmic dance is one's own cognitive and sense organs.
हाँ, नाट्य का प्रयोजन भरत मुनि ने जो बताया कि लोग जो संसार के सुखी और दुखी हैं, अपने अपने दुखों में डूबे हुए हैं, थके हारे हैं, जीवन के प्रपंचों से घबराए हुए हैं, उनको राहत देने के लिए ये एक पांचवा वेद आविष्कृत किया जा रहा है। खासतौर से एक्टर्स के मैनुअल के रूप में नाट्यशास्त्र मूलतः लिखा गया। उनके लिए पूरा शास्त्र एक सर्वांगीण ग्रंथ है जो हमारे एस्थेटिक्स का, संगीत का, अभिनय का, और भी जितनी कलाएं हो सकती हैं, नृत्य कला विशेष रूप से, और इतना बड़ा ग्रंथ, इतना विशालकाय व्यवस्थित ग्रंथ जिसमें कि हमारा सारा चिंतन और सारी जो प्रायोगिक परंपरा है उसको लेकर के और एक साइंटिफिक डिस्कोर्स बनाया गया हो। अन्य किसी देश में इस तरह का कोई ग्रंथ इतना प्राचीन नहीं लिखा गया।
A music composer must have the knowledge of poetry. A dancer must have the knowledge both of poetry and music.
Oh.
But an actor must know the rasas of poetry, music, and dance. The art of acting can give freedom from the bondages of life. Hence, liberation is at the feet of Natraj. In fact, the whole universe is dancing in the form of Natraj.
Oh, wow.
Chola bronze Natraja, which the English, colonial English, had no understanding whatsoever. Bird would look at this and said, I call it a multi-armed monstrosity. Impossible, it's a monstrosity. Making a classic mistake, confusing art with realism. Art has nothing to do with realism. I can take a $5 camera, these days even just my cell phone, and take a worthless photograph of you or anybody here, it would be worth nothing. It's not a work of art. Goal of art is to capture the spirit or essence of something, what we call rasa. Evoke a specific mood or sentiment in the viewer's brain. How you go from the object, the external world, to the brain and evoke rasa, and nobody's saying it's in the brain, that's a misconception. Evokes rasa, God knows where, but using the brain as a vehicle to resonate to this attribute, if you call it rasa. And Bird would completely miss the point of the Natraja, the metaphorical nuances. People have waxed eloquent about this. I'm not an art historian, but people like Zimmer, Ananda Kumaraswamy, most recently Nagaswamy, who's written admirably on Shiva. Reading it brings tears to your eyes. It's a connoisseurship of great art. And Shiva Natraja, of course, Bird would just saw a circle and then holding this man standing there with multiple legs and feet and arms with fire, and you couldn't make no sense of it. But if you understand the poetry and the allegory, but even visually it works beautifully because there's poise and balance. Raising one leg and one leg is half bent. There's poise, and then his eyes are tranquil, the sense of peace and tranquility. But in the midst of all the agitation of the universe, because the fire, the ring of fire, the dance evokes the frenzy and agitation of dance, the phenomena of the universe, which are always in a constant state of agitation, the agitation of molecules and cells in your body, the flame in one hand evoking the idea of destruction,
Wow.
fire of destruction. On the other hand, the tambur is the rhythm of creation and being born, and creation and destruction balance each other out. So this perfect balance conceptually, and also literally, he's standing in a balanced pose, but the hair is flying off in different directions. So there is this centrifugal energy. So there's this agitation and motion. At the same time, there's peace and tranquility. In the midst of all this agitation, the central truth of God, something immortal and unity, one. This the artist has conveyed brilliantly in that. How the guy thought of this, only through divine inspiration, once so to speak, to have conceived of such an entity, to me is astonishing. And then if we can go on and on like that, Natraja there's a demon below his left foot. He's crushing this demon. This demon is the demon of ignorance, illusion, Maya. What is this ignorance? Ignorance that all of us scientists, and indeed non-scientists, suffer from, which is there's this brief appearance, there's this events going on in the world, and I appear briefly, inspect the world from where I am, and I'm gone. It's called death. What the Chola artist is trying to tell you through the Natraja is, no, you are not an aloof spectator. You're part of this great dance of Shiva. So there is no birth, there's no death. You're part of the eternal, continuous cycle of creation, destruction, enlightenment, and give up the Maya, the illusion that you are aloof and you are different from the rest of the cosmos. You're part of the cosmic dance. Lose your fear, abhaya.
Wow.
So all of this is conveyed by that bronze. And this guy looks at it and it says, he's got multiple arms and legs. Equivalent would be if I had gone and looked to a museum in Europe and looked at angels in Renaissance painting and said this is a monstrosity, because human beings don't sprout wings.
Wow.
But I can tell you as a medical person that people sprouting an additional leg can happen. You see it in older teratology literature, anatomy.
And arms, yeah.
Human beings sprouting wings is an absurdity. Never happens. It can't happen. So that's more of a monstrosity, an angel, than right. This irony was lost on these guys. So there's dozens of examples, and it's very important to realize this, that our culture has this rich, harmonious resonance between different aspects of culture, which is quite unique, I think.
I love it.
Yeah. Wow. What a fantastic documentary. Thank you so much, Vishuddhi Films. Where shall we start? I think with the lingam.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely start there, but I gotta say that I'm very, very impressed with this video, and now I feel like I know about this much.
More.
Which is, well, this much. Right? Which is way, way, way more than I knew before. It's like the amount of information and wisdom and knowledge and depictions and explanations and all of it regarding Shiva is just like astronomical. But yeah, that Shiva, the lingam explanation was that was the most detailed conceptually that I've heard so far. Way, way, way better than what we heard in those other documentaries talking about what it is, right? At least this was telling us something valuable, right? So anyway, so you got Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva in there. And then I like how the top, right? So the ending, destruction, how it relates to time, and all of it. And then Shakti, is the whole thing that makes it possible. So yeah, incredible. Absolutely loved it. If you guys know any more details in regards to that, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, it was very, very beautiful. Then the other one was the Natraja Murti depiction, right?
Wow.
So I've never heard it explained in quite depth and detail before. So that was incredible, right? So very much talking about us being a part of it. So very much symbolic of Shiva is the higher reality, is our higher self. We are part of that. The dance of the whole cosmos, this cosmic energy. And then there we are conceptually at the bottom, our egoic, ignorant self. And then Shiva's standing on top of it, symbolic of our need to enter into liberation and moksha and to get out of the cycle of rebirth, right? And then the suffering, right? So then you got the flame, symbolic of the destruction, and then the Damaru. So I never even heard that the Damaru was part of, creation and form and the cosmic dance, right?
The rhythm of the universe.
Yeah. So, and also talking about the misconstrued nature of some of the Western teachings, of course, when the invaders came in and they didn't understand what was going on. And then they didn't see that, it's a symbolic depiction and artistic representation meant to invoke some meaning and some experience and some truth of ultimate reality. And then I like how he touched on the angels with wings. And yeah, human beings aren't going to sprout wings. But anyways, so we know that's a fact, right? So one religion, which is a little bit, of course they're swayed and they're biased to their belief, and then they're not open to understanding the truth of the other, which is a big, big problem in this world. I truly believe that as this world, as human beings, if everybody is more open-minded to learning the truth of other cultures and traditions, then you could actually gain wisdom instead of just intellectually believing in what you're told to believe in, that this is the only way, so why would you even bother learning about anything else? And then you just remain stuck because you say that even without even really contemplating for yourself, you say that you believe something, or you're just brought up in that family, and then you're trapped. You're stuck. You don't ever expand your mind. You don't even understand heaven and hell and all these things that you're supposed to know about if you say you believe, right? Oh yeah, I'm going to heaven because I believe in God. Well, if you don't really, and it's even a part of letting go of the very thing that thinks that it believes, right? So understanding ego, consciousness, the mind, the thinking, and then transcending that, right? How do you get out? Let me know down in the comments. Is anybody practicing? Any Shiva devotees? Anybody doing sadhana and worship and temples? And hopefully we got some real world raisers. It's all about, you raise the world by raising yourself and transcending the world, and that creates the opportunity, possibility for more beings to do so. So absolutely love this, right? So the whole video in general, even talking about the sanctity of marriage, right? And then using that relationship. So me and Sabina, we committed to that. And it's been fascinating.
Yes. Fascinating.
Yeah, but it's also, we can see it also as the most opportunistic opportunity, especially from Westerners, right? So we're coming from different cultures. This karmic inheritance of not being as fortunate to be born in these more spiritual countries. So we got a lot more delusions and things that we got to work on, and those come out within the relationship.
Yeah.
Well, possibly, right?
Yeah, this was a fantastic video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect. So yeah, let us know anything we missed talking about.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, and let's send a wish out into the world that more couples, more marriages are resembling the love and unity of Radha Krishna and Ram Sita Ram.
Yeah.
May it
Shiva
be
Shakti.
so. Shiva Shakti. Beautiful. Okay. May Lord Shiva bless you all.
Peace.